give a short introduction who we are, where we came from, what are we doing, and the biggest challenge we are facing currently, how to transform an online gaming company into a leading digital entertainment company. It started a long time ago. What we are doing today has not changed dramatically yet. There was always a desire to play, a desire to bet, a desire to gamble, and they all actually began socially. People came together and played a game, placed a bet. They had to be present at that time, they had to be physically present to conduct this activity, and then obviously, as there were no change dramatically over the years, it then was transformed into betting by sending a mail, by sending a letter. Actually, funnily enough, and you would not believe that it's true, but in Germany there are still companies who actually provide those kind of services to their aging customer group, who actually every week send in their betting slip by mail, cash in the envelope, and it's being returned to them that way. So it still exists in 2011. Obviously, betting by telephone, an activity especially the Americans didn't appreciate too much, and the 70s, and a lot of regulation then followed, cleaning the sector. And it's still a big issue in the United States, as you may know. Online gaming, online betting, online poker is still illegal in the United States today. And so when we started to put our company together, it was 1997. 1996, 1995, actually were the first time when betting transactions, gaming transactions were consumed over the internet. We were 7 employees. We had very primitive IT infrastructure. And what we did not know at that time really worked. It actually, funnily enough, from today's perspective, was quite disruptive. We were being challenged that, how could you, as a startup from Little Austria, compete with the UK bookmakers? And there was almost no regulation, especially as I stand today here. In a few months, hopefully here in Spain, we will have a regulated online gaming market. Back then, the early 2000s, end of 1999, we had a license in one state of Austria, which we thought at the time we could offer our products cross-border. We were pretty wrong, apparently. So regulation is slowly catching up with us now. I just spent a day in Brussels yesterday with European members of Parliament, and it's funny to be here today in front of you, internet natives. When you talk to politicians like I did yesterday, and actually their desire is to slowly, evolutionarily regulate the industry, where we have to reinvent ourselves every 3 or 4 months. So, market reality is very different to the regulatory framework which we sometimes act under, and I will come back to that with a different example later. This is a screenshot of our first web page, which we launched actually in 2000, shortly before our IPO. It was quite innovative at the time. When you look at it, there's an element already about community, about chatting, things which were obvious right now, they were not obvious necessarily then. So we were quite innovative in terms of the way we launched our product. From the very beginning, we had a global perspective. We had local expertise, and where we didn't have the local expertise, we tried to either organically gain it or buy into it. We started with 138 employees in 4 languages. This was back 2003, with about 3,200 employees today, and offer services in 26 languages. You can see here we did about 50% CAGR annual compound growth from about 100,000 active customers to about 3.3 million active customers in 2010. That sounds not a lot compared to the user numbers in social networks and social gaming arena, but those are highly transacting consumers. We spent about 1.1 billion euros purely on pushing and building brand awareness for bwin. We have other brands, but only about 1.1 billion on positioning bwin brand what it is today. Because it's very different. We have exchangeable products. Everybody has pretty much the same. We don't compete. We never try to compete on price. We thought we have to build a strong brand because this is in the end something where we can differentiate ourselves. From 2000 to 2006, you can see on the third graph, we would call it the investment phase. We were heavily criticized by our investors because we were public since 2000, that we never showed any profit. We reinvested our entire cash flow back into our business in growing our customer base, but primarily positioning our brand for the future. And then 2007, we started to change a bit, going into a phase of, we call it profitable growth, and we started to make a little bit of money. This slide shows you we came from Austria. Where 2005, 2006 we had brand awareness of about 22% spontaneous and 40% aided brand awareness. Then Germany, when you look at Spain today, we have about 32% spontaneous brand awareness, about 55% aided brand awareness. Now with the opening of the market in Spain and with the transformation of our products, we think we are very well positioned to finalize, to harvest basically some of the seeds we have planted over the years. It's a map showing you graphically how our road started, the very left bottom, with our IPO in March of 2000, very similar times as we have today. We IPO'd on March 27th. In 2000, the ones who remember the times, had we been 1 or 2 weeks later, we could have not raised our money. When you look at what's going on with Groupon right now, nobody knows what's going to happen next week. They were talking 20 billion valuation a few weeks ago, or 10 billion last week, and I heard this morning it could be maybe 3 billion. Nobody really knows. So we did our IPO, we built the platform, we positioned the brand, we bought companies left and right, and finally we merged about a half year ago with Party Gaming, who is a pioneer in the poker industry, and there is a lot of challenges ahead of us, which I will talk about now. Just quickly again, we are listed on the London Stock Exchange, we have offices around the world. Our current market cap is about $1.7 billion, but it changes every day. It could be 10% down in the morning. You never know how you wake up to it. It's something you should never be distracted from. At the end, you need to have a long-term goal, how to build your company for the future. This is the website, how it looks right now. That's a screenshot from our sports betting live application. We are offering 90 different sports. About 14,000 bets per day. We're transacting about 1 million bets per day. By far the number one sport is soccer. 70% of sports betting worldwide is being done on soccer. We offer bets on 500 leagues, 100 countries, 3,500 live events per month, and about 1,300 hours of live streaming of sport events on our site. Those are our products, other products, casino, poker, and bingo. Party Poker was the pioneer of poker, actually back in the United States. Before 2006, when it was gray in the US, it was not clear whether it's legal or illegal. Party Poker had about a 50% global market share of online poker, then did about $1.3 billion of revenue per year, $700 million of profit. Overnight, new regulation came. Party Poker lost overnight $9.5 billion of their market cap and had to refocus in Europe. Yet they had very strong heritage in poker, which is now being rolled out again in Europe and hopefully soon in the US. Very strong casino product and bingo. All of the technology we use is being proprietarily built. Of the 3,200 employees, we have about 1,500 IT staff. That's the vision we put out for ourselves: let the world play for real. Be a leading digital entertainment company that anticipates market demands and delights our consumers by offering smart, safe, and fun real money games through investing in our technology, our brands, and our people. We did that a half year ago. And we are being challenged very hard right now, and actually we are working on potentially changing that vision and our mission statement very quickly here, because there's a new phenomenon around the corner. It's an extremely connecting world. It's faster and faster. There are things which are very hard for myself, being a 46-year-old and not an internet native, to understand, and catching up with developers. The current market, the world gaming market, is about 265 billion euros annually, gross gaming revenue, that stakes less customer winnings on the land-based side, and about 23 billion euros online. Europe, the European operators currently has about 45% market share. I believe it's the only e-commerce business where Europe is leading. This is the only business where Europe has created some internet champions, and where we have a chance to take our expertise into the US, hopefully very soon. And if we don't do that, and if politicians at the end here in Europe don't embrace what we have built, for sure the Americans will come over here once they regulated their market, which will happen very soon. A few numbers, you will be very familiar with those. The rise of social communities. How explosive it's happening. Facebook, I have here 750 million users. I heard on the phone last night, maybe it's already 900 million right now. It's the third largest country in the world after China and India today. Twitter, Zynga, a social gaming company, came from nowhere. They have about 30 million users a month playing for fun poker. Don't forget, about 40 to 50% kids. So a huge issue coming. 100 million people are playing social games currently per month. It's very concentrated, Zynga being clear number one. Poker is a new startup, just started about a year ago, 17.5 million users. Playtika, an Israeli startup which actually offers slot games for free, 4.5 million users. So what's happening here is extremely disruptive, it's extremely fast, and it's a big challenge how we as a real money gaming company are dealing with that. Virtual economy, enabling social games, produced $1.6 billion in 2010. Something which I never thought would happen, that people play for fun and actually pay to play. Not all of them, certain percentage, traditionally only 2%, 3% of those users convert into real users, paid users, but there are sites out there who have about a 20% conversion rate. Zynga is clearly the leading there. Electronic Arts is challenging them right now. We're all waiting whether Zynga will go public. Again, there was valuation rumors of 20 billion. I don't think they will get 20 billion. But they have 250 million active users. Only $800 million of revenue today. So it's a big challenge. How do you monetize that traffic? There's a small mistake in this slide because obviously it's 1.5 billion social network users in 2014, but more than half, 900 million, will most likely be social gamers. They will be playing games through the networks all over the world. A lot of that activity will happen mobile. Now, you would think that it's very easy to actually transport your products mobile, but it's not. It's actually a huge challenge because of the technology issues we have to face. You know, you have to launch each product in each regulated market on 4 native applications and potentially HTML5. So it's a very, very complex world out there, but everybody has to be ready because if you're not available, if your products are not available on mobile platforms, you will be dead tomorrow. So that's a picture which we put up to ourselves about a half year ago when we discussed with young people. We invited 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds, we did working groups, we invited futurists, and the challenge was very hard. And they said, guys, you think you're innovative, if you watch out, you won't be there anymore. You will be dinosaurs. And there's a lot of examples out there. Look at Kodak, what happened to Kodak, the leading photography company, where they are today. Look at Palm, where they are today. And even when you look at Nokia, a few years ago nobody, I guess, would have thought that Nokia is under threat. And if you're not getting it right now, I don't know where they will be in a few years. So those are the same questions we are asking ourselves. Why is it that way? Because we thought we are fast in developing new products, but those product development cycles are becoming quicker and quicker. We have to reinvent our core products every 2 years. We have to evolutionize them permanently. And the biggest challenge for companies like ourselves is that we are coming from a transacting world, from a risk management, liability management world to an open, socialized, connecting world. And how do you deal with that? We are young customers, they don't want to be social, they don't want to be private, because typically gaming activities were consumed in a private atmosphere. You didn't want to talk to others when you placed your bets, when you played your game of blackjack, but that is changing usually. The devices are being used very differently. Where I used to use a phone to make a phone call, you don't use a phone call anymore. Use it as a camera, use it as a digital device, you will use it as your wallet very soon, and you will use it as your key very soon as well to open your house doors. So there's this massive new tendencies, this online connectivity and smart environments, and yet in the middle sits still a very old business model. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to predict the future. We are trying to invent what we have to do to survive, because if we don't reinvent ourselves and keep the evolutionary pressure up very high, we won't be there anymore in a few years. We will be replaced by faster, newer, more innovative companies. So what I said before, I think the chart shows it very clearly. On the left side is what companies like ourselves have been doing for the last years. Real connections, no social features. A player risks money to win money. The activity is very private. Very few players win, ultimately. Products have to be excellent, yes. There's a variety of games. You advertise, broadly through traditional media. And there's heavy bonus communication. On the other side, you have this new explosive growth of social gaming with virtual currency, Facebook credits out there, where you don't play to win, you play to be recognized, you play to be seen, you play to share with your friends. You play the same games, because our competitors in the connecting world are actually building the games we are using for many years currently. There's massive investments underway with Electronic Arts or Facebook, Zynga are building those products. But they are marketing very differently, the ARPUs, the yields are very different, the way the churn rates and the consumers manage is very different, and whoever finds the best middle way to combine the transacting world with the connecting world, in our view, will be a big winner in doing that. So, real money gaming 2.0, gaming is the backbone of the economy. What I said before, half of the users, half of the social network users are gamers. So the product becomes the marketing platform. You do not buy necessarily traditional media anymore. You do not necessarily do what we used to do, going on the shirt of Real Madrid or Milan, building our brand around traditional media. You have to do it differently. The user becomes the driving force. The user will be the one who's your ambassador. And if you are not right there, when the user makes his consumption decision, you will be left out. So, how do you deal with that? Keep your fears to yourself, but share the rest. Share your courage. That's actually a claim how we are building our new products, which we'll be launching over the next few months. Big discussions inside the company that we're not diluting our transacting power, and will our current consumers still take us seriously? But I think there's no way out. We have to become more open, we have to share, and we have to become social. Our products ultimately will be accessed from everywhere. We are dealing with a lot of regulatory issues, and we are taking it very seriously, because gaming or gambling is actually a privileged activity. It can be socially very challenging. There's a lot of studies out there. What will this revolution do to our behavior? Will it ruin our households? I have 3 kids myself. I want to make sure that all those activities are being consumed in a safe and responsible way. But it's getting so fast now, and politicians who I talked to yesterday are talking how to regulate us, but they are not seeing what's coming. And I tried to give you a picture of what is coming, what I think is coming very soon here. Mobile, as I said, is a must. We have to reinvent our products. We have to invent the user design. It has to be simple. We, as bwin, launched our first betting application on mobile phones in 2001. SMS betting, very clumsy. Very early on. We at the time thought in 2 or 3 years mobile will have a breakthrough. Now it's 10 years later. But now we're right in the middle of it. So it is starting now, and we have to get ready for it. And it is a bit different on the mobile side. You would just think you take products and port them onto mobiles, but you need a completely different mindset when you conduct your games mobile. We are doing currently 4% of our revenue in mobile. We think we're going to do 25% in 2 years. And that is sizable numbers. That means in 2 years we most likely do 200–300 million euros a year on mobile phones. And what is very important, we will not be able to push the content anymore in a passive way to our consumer. We have to make the consumer part of the content. The consumer will be part of the platform. So you see actually a user here with webcam who will come into the betting application and will start to communicate with the crowd, will challenge you, and will be on a one-on-one relationship with you, on a group relationship, multi-user experiences. Again, technologically pretty demanding. Especially in a real money environment, because you have all the fraud and and risk management issues, but it has to be solved. This is a prototype we are testing right now, and we will be most likely launching in a few months. So it's all about enriching your experience. Our product have to be even more exciting. They have to come from a single to a user, multi-use experience. It has to be very, very simple. If it's not simple, forget it these days. So this is what we are facing. Going from an online gaming company to become a real digital entertainment company. If I'm still here in 3 years, maybe not me personally, but maybe then young CEO of our company, we will have to test whether we made it. We don't have a lot of time. We maybe have 2 years to transform ourselves into a digital entertainment company, and the challenges ahead of us are enormous. Thanks for listening.